Unresearched with Isaac Darlington.
So the places I have been to most recently, Karamoja. I have a full video about that, and of course you can check it out on my YouTube, on my Instagram, on my TikTok. That is at the Unresearched Podcast. Welcome. My name is Isaac Darlington. As always, this is the Unresearched Podcast. Everything and anything, but mostly these things that, of course, take us through different places, different parts, different people, right? The interactions, life in general. So, like I said, I was in Karamoja, Kotido specifically. First time going that far up north. Where do I start? Firstly, let's start here. Firstly, my way, the means of transport that I used. Number one, it was a bit, I have to say, well, the bus that I used was from Mbali, right? Mbali to Soroti. And then connecting from Soroti to Kotido became a problem. I will not mention the name of the bus because I don't want to be hanged over defamation or anything like that. But the bus connecting from Soroti to Kotido had issues. We waited over 2 hours, 3 hours. The bus was being worked on, taking tires, SGE change this, the gearbox, let's check on. It was a bunch of things, man. So, no, the transport was, I was very uncomfortable from there to from Soroti to Kotido. So I had to switch. We switched because I was with my young brother. On this particular trip, I went with Joshua. So we had to switch from Soroti to Kotido. We used the private means. You know, someone came to our rescue, and then yes. From then on, it was beauty and beauty only. The road, the way, that stretch was the Moroto Road. Yeah, we used the Moroto Road to a certain point. It was a beautiful stretch. Like you can see for yourself if you're seeing this on video. It's really amazing. The green was amazing. So first, let me go back just a little bit. The transport from Mbali to Kotido in this particular bus is 40,000 Ugandan shillings. Now, I was told later that you can break the journey, use a taxi from this place to this place, then get another one from this place to this place. But I'm a person who just finds that very uncomfortable. In fact, one of the reasons I have a problem with traveling using taxis is that having to switch from this taxi to another, switch from this taxi to another. I should really buy a car. Anyway, so we get to Kotido. I think it was Sunshine guest house or hotel. Service was good. I won't really complain. We had an amazing dinner with a couple of friends, the friends that we went to meet in Kotido. So this is why I went to Kotido. There is a crusade coming up.
I'm Apostle James Cowan, and I'm coming to you right now from the Lomokura Primary School grounds in Kotido, Karamoja, where on March 4th through the 7th of next year, we are going to be having the first ever mega crusade that has taken place within this city or in the region of Karamoja, Uganda, right here on this field that you are seeing behind me. God has prophesied over this region for far too long for it not to come forth, and God is bringing it forth. He says, now is the hour for Kotido, Karamoja. We just met with leaders of the community that came together in our upper room here at the hotel as we raised our hands, as we worshiped, as God spoke over them. They began to know that this is now the hour for Kotido, Karamoja. Now is the time, now is the hour. It's not just a crusade, it's a humanitarian mission as well, as thousands have died in this region from starvation. But God said it ends now. We're breaking that spirit of poverty, we're breaking the bondage, and God is going to be glorified on these grounds, March 4th through the 7th, 2025. God bless.
Kotido for Jesus. That's the name of the crusade. So we're going to be in Kotido even next year. So we went to do some planning, talk to a couple of leaders, and I was there, of course, coverage, Research Podcast. I'm all for projects that actually are bringing change or bringing a certain presence to different places. Yeah. or societies. So the crusade is not just a crusade, it's going to be a humanitarian movement.
And we're going to bring medical teams to Cotito. We're going to bring food to Cotito.
Medical teams will be taken to Cotito, food. So yeah, I was there to just cover that. Initially, I was there to do an interview on a friend of mine, Pastor Apostle James Cowan. But you know, we got really busy, so we're not able to really talk. I just did coverage, a few things, a few places, and yeah, I came up with something, or I came up with a video. So yes, Cotito is amazing. I have to say, and don't quote me wrong, but the development that I found in Cotito is not what I expected. Blew my mind. Blew my minds. It blew my mind. So the development, it seems like it's developing. It's one of those places that has developed. It looks slowly, but it's definitely getting there. A couple of NGOs I noticed, you know, because I saw a lot of NGO cars there. So I think that tells you about the heart of, or a heart of helping, charity. We have to help each other. There are things that we have here in Africa that we could give to other places, and the things that other people have, are the resources that other people have that we don't have in Africa, that could be used right here in Africa. So the ABO, it was a very wonderful experience. I saw more green than I could expect. We didn't really go through the game park reserve, but just along the stretch between, there's a turn we took. So between the Moroto Main Road and that turn, we saw a couple of wild animals, of course. I saw a bunch of ostriches. I'm not sure if I have that there, but yes, the video. I don't know if I have the video, but I saw a bunch of ostriches, like wild ostriches, you know, and still in the wild, by the way, because there's the Cotito Center, but then as you're going like along, there are these small groups of people, the villages, I would call them, and there are these really small huts that I saw. Now, leave alone the huts that we are used to, because me, I always see huts, even in the Namatala ghetto where we were at, where we did the unresearched at a certain point. And then, so huts are nothing new really, but these types of huts are different. They're really low. I think you have to crawl into them. It reminded me of, I think, a certain tribe in I think the southern part of the world, or the North Pole, South Pole or North Pole. Those people who have those ice sort of huts, and you have to, I don't know what they're called, the Elo, I don't know, something like that. So the Karamojong have that, but it is thatched. It's different. So I found that very interesting for myself. I found that very interesting. What else did I find interesting? I didn't really get to eat their food like that. I ate a full fish though, and millet bread, and the usual stuff while I was at the hotel. Probably next time when I get there, I'll be able to penetrate and go deeper into the village and experience that tribe from up there, like raw. Because I have a lot of Karamojong friends. I've met people, but not from, they've been around here, so it's, you know, it's a bit different. But they're very straightforward people, from what I can tell from the friends that I have. They're straightforward people. They'll tell you what they want, and they tell you what they want done. You know, their personalities out there. So I noticed, yes, even with the positivity, there is a bit of struggle. There is poverty. That is undeniable. Despite the resources that we have had, Cotito has, and the game parks and all of that, there is poverty. And it's bad. The poverty there is really bad. Then, like services, how you can tell that a place is struggling. The reach to services is not as easy. You know, certain roads. But then I think roads are a general problem in Uganda, so I'll put that aside. Na Uganda. And then, you know, the malnutrition thing. So we went in a period when I'm told it's a bit rainy, so there was a bit of water streams and all that. But I'm told some parts of the year when you get to Kotido, it is dry and it's so hard to find food. So food, water, education. A lot of people, a lot of the children that we passed were actually not at school. They were hiding, they were just there. So these are things that I believe need, a change in any way that any person can help. If you're a person that is capable of making change, Karamoja is one of those places that needs change, needs serious change. Now I understand where we've had the Kayanja ministries and different organizations just keep going up to Kotido. I don't know if there is a long-lasting solution. I don't know when we shall get to that. But for those of you who keep giving towards these organizations and these movements in Kotido, it's very much needed. So yeah, keep on doing what you're doing. Unresearched, my name is Isaac Darlington. Keep it locked. We'll be doing many more interviews. I just wanted to take you on my trip, take you through my trip to Kotido so you see the world, or this particular trip from my eyes to yours.
Now is the time for Kotido.
In northeastern Uganda lies Kotido, a vibrant hub in the heart of the Karamoja region. This town is home to the Karamojong people, who hold a deep connection to their land and livestock. Kotido's economy is rooted in pastoralism and small-scale trade. Though challenges like drought and poverty make daily life difficult,
We're not just going to do a crusade in Kotido. He said we're going to bring medical teams to Kotido. We're going to bring food to Kotido. In as much as you did it to one of the least of these, my brethren, you did it to me. Nobody brings joy to a city like Jesus can bring joy to a city. When the lame are walking, the blind are seeing, the previous demon-possessed people are set free, and people are reconciled with their God. Psalm 133 says this: Behold how beautiful it is when brothers dwell together in unity. For it is like the dew of heaven. It is like the anointing oil of Aaron that flows down upon their robes, flows down upon their clothing.
It would be easier to go to Moroto. But I chose to come to the hardest place, which is Kotido. I have loved Kotido.
Hello, I'm Apostle James Cowan, and I'm coming to you right now from the Lomokura Primary School grounds in Kotido, Karamoja, where on March 4th through the 7th of next year, we are going to be having the first ever mega crusade that has taken place within this city or in the region of Karamoja, Uganda, right here on this field that you are seeing behind me. God has prophesied over this region for far too long for it not to come forth, and God is bringing it forth. He says now is the hour for Kotido, Karamoja. We just met with leaders of the community that came together in our upper room here at the hotel. As we raised our hands, as we worshiped, as God spoke over them, they began to know that this is now the hour for Kotido, Karamoja. Now is the time, now is the hour. It's not just a crusade, it's a humanitarian mission as well, as thousands have died in this region from starvation. But God said it ends now. We're breaking that spirit of poverty, we're breaking the bondage, and God is going to be glorified on these grounds, March 4th through the 7th, 2025. God bless.
Unresearched with Isaac Darlington.